So I am really excited that I get to show you a brand new product that we're going to be releasing this morning. And I think it's going to change the world of cryptocurrency investing forever, and hopefully give you guys some tools that you can use to help evangelize cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency investing with everybody you know who doesn't get it. So as the initiated here in this room, I'm going to just give you some background on why we're doing what we're doing and then get right into it and show you the new product. So we're at a point now where the market cap for cryptos, it kind of fluctuates between 200 and 300 billion over the last few weeks. Obviously, right now, probably closer to the 225 mark. But what's really interesting is that this market cap now is comprised mostly of about 20 cryptocurrencies. It's no longer just one or two. Now, we all know this in this room. But what we're hearing from consumers every day at Abra is that more and more people who aren't necessarily completely initiated, but kind of in a little bit, they've bought some Bitcoin, they've bought some Ether, they're hearing about all these other cryptocurrencies that most of you already know well, most of which are on this list here. Now, that having been said, not here to pick on anyone, but I've done what I call the mom test on digital currencies a couple of times, not just with my mom, but with some other people, uncle as well. And I put screens like these in front of them, and I'll say, okay, I gave you some Bitcoin, and here's this list of digital currencies. Go buy one. Do it. Just go ahead. And every single time, the same thing happens. They stare at the screen for a couple of minutes. Yep. Okay, and that's it. No chance. Absolutely no chance. Now, I have a degree in computer science. I've been at this for 25 years. I have trouble getting this to work. So just the idea of key management and addresses and input address and output address, it's impossible. All right? So I guess the way we look at this is what we think about at Abra is who is going to finally focus on ease of use in the crypto world? Who is going to finally integrate all of these liquid cryptocurrencies into one simple user experience? Who is going to make it easy to exchange fiat and crypto finally in one place where you don't have to worry about what's this tether or how do I get into this exchange, who's holding my money, et cetera, et cetera? Who's finally going to get KYC out of the way if you're actually not using the banking system? Right? And lastly, who's finally going to give users control over their own keys and their own money in a way that doesn't have to force you to understand advanced computer science? Well, the good news is this is exactly what I'm here to talk to you about today. We've actually done exactly that. All right, so what I want to do is I want to show you a brand new application, which we're releasing this morning, that enables really simple cryptocurrency investing for the average consumer for the first time. Okay? So the app makes it really easy to get money in and out via fiat, via existing Bitcoin, even a credit card. I'm going to give you a demo in a few minutes, but it's got built-in exchange capabilities, not only to buy cryptos, but to actually exchange between any of them in real time. The app supports 20 cryptocurrencies, 50 fiat currencies, and again, will allow you to exchange between all 70 with one button push. This is what the portfolio screen in the app looks like. Again, supports up to 70 currencies in a single view. One exchange button, and I'll give you a demo of that exchange in a moment. One add money button, bank account, Bitcoin, credit card. So now let's do a quick, I'm going to press the add money, the add wallet button in the upper right. Gives me a list of all the cryptos that I can add. I'll show you the complete list in a moment. I choose which ones I want to add to the app. That's it. I've now got those wallets in my app. If I want to add money, I press the add money button. Shows me the various add money methods. We've been testing, many of you are familiar with the Abra teller function. We've been testing this teller function in Asia. We've already processed millions of dollars worth of people buying Bitcoin using cash at the retail point of sale. Now those same users will be able to do that with 20 other currencies, which is by far the #1 request that we get from those users. So if I want to exchange, press the exchange button. So in this case, I'm going to exchange some Ether for dollars. I literally choose what currency I'm sending from, what currency I'm sending to, type in the amount, and that is it. There is no trading interface, no sophisticated stop or limit order stuff for the average investor to learn. It's as simple as buying a mutual fund from a Fidelity, for example. And that's as easy as we wanted to make it for the average investor. So again, this is live today. You can download it from the App Store now. And let me give you some insights as to the currencies that we're supporting and how we're rolling this out. So this is a list of the 20 cryptocurrencies that we're supporting out of the gate. In addition to the app, we run a market-making system at Abra, which we've been running for a while, which is how all of this magic is happening in the background. And I'll give you some insights in a second as to how the app works. We're supporting 13 cryptocurrencies as of this morning, and additional 7 will go live over the next couple of weeks. And all 50 fiat currencies are live today. So let me give you some insights as to how this works. So Abra has developed a first-of-its-kind Bitcoin and Litecoin-based smart contract-based investing system. So what we're doing is we're giving people exposure inside of our app to cryptocurrency assets, effectively using a single Bitcoin HD wallet, or in this case, in some cases, a single Litecoin HD wallet. It works very similar to the way an ETF works, meaning that if the price of gold, if you're buying a gold ETF, goes up, you get more cash. If the price of a gold ETF goes down, you lose cash. So in this case, we're using, in most cases, Litecoin because of the low mining fees to give you investment exposure to all of those cryptocurrencies that I mentioned before. It's also the basis for our stablecoin model. So when you're holding fiat in the Abra app, you're actually not holding fiat in a bank. You're actually using Litecoin and Bitcoin using this smart contract-based model. So all 70 cryptocurrencies actually roll up to one private key inside the Abra app with one HD wallet. So for the tech enthusiasts among us, it's a pretty cool breakthrough in using the scripting model for Litecoin and Bitcoin. So basically, what you're doing is you're getting a multi-sig script that takes a short position from a consumer's perspective. Abra marries that with a long position, and you get your winnings based upon the price movement of the asset. So the advantages of this is that I can simulate an ETF using cryptocurrencies for the first time and give you instant settlement without having to worry about counterparty risk or any kind of legal licensing issues, because you're actually holding your own private key on your phone. This is why the Abra app is live globally right now. Right? I believe we're the only company in the world that is running a live smart contract-based consumer-facing app on planet Earth. Okay? All right. So just to summarize, we've developed a really simple app for the retail investor, 20 cryptocurrencies, 50 fiat currencies in one app. Buy, sell, exchange, and hold. You can actually send as well. You can exchange among all 70 currencies with one button push. You can fund the app via Bitcoin, bank wire, or card. The cash limits for US investors are now very high. If you're using bank wire, you can actually deposit up to $30,000 a day. It's a very simple registration process if you're doing a bank wire. And with Bitcoin deposits, there's no limit. We've had people deposit, hundreds of thousands of dollars into the app, fan it out into Ether, and actually move the money to fiat in a down market as well. So you can download the app from the App Store today, and I'm also happy to take a couple of questions if anybody has any questions. Sir, I'll repeat the question for everybody else. Oh, we're a licensed money transmitter. So again, I want to just explain, remember how the app works. You're actually holding a private key to your own funds. And so Abra was designed to never touch consumer funds. So when you're using the Abra app, you're actually holding your own money, you're holding your own assets, as opposed to an online exchange. So this has a lot of advantages. Number one, you can't hack Abra in order to steal your money, right? The money is actually technically on your phone, and the first time you receive money or deposit money into the app, it forces you to do the backup process to write down your backup phrase. And if you get a new phone or lose your phone, you can simply type in the backup phrase, and your entire portfolio is recreated on the new phone. Second, because we're not touching the money, we're not a bank or an e-money transmitter. From a legal perspective, we're simply a software company. And that makes Abra legal all over the world. We have customers in over 50 countries today. We spend a lot of time on and money on lawyers and legal opinions and et cetera, et cetera. I've been at this for a while. So we think this is finally the right way to do this from a security perspective, from a safety and soundness perspective, from an ease of use perspective, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, shout it out. Yeah. Yep, good question. So the two questions were, how did we decide on the 20 cryptocurrencies that you saw on that list, and how do we set the exchange rates? So the 20 cryptocurrencies are actually kind of cranked out of a system. It's not people sitting in a conference room deciding. We actually track almost every major cryptocurrency traded. There's hundreds of them now. We track them all in real time. And we actually make decisions in almost real time based upon which ones are capable of working in our app based upon a whole bunch of criterion around liquidity, spreads, market cap, average daily trading volume, et cetera, and we get recommendations based on that. The only other requirement we have is we actually make markets in them and we store them in hardware wallets. So the only one missing from the list that I wanted to add was Monero, and they're in the process of getting hardware wallet support. So hopefully once that's done, we'll add Monero to the list as well. But these are it wasn't a magic, just happened to be a round number. But actually those were the only ones that met all of those criterion for us today. And I'm hoping that lots more meet that criterion or those criterion over time. And then on the exchange rates, because we're running a market-making system that integrates with most of the large crypto-to-crypto exchanges in the background, we take the weighted average of various exchange rates in those systems, and that creates the exchange rate that gets used in the app. And so Abra makes a small amount on the spread, which is how we make money. There's no transaction fees for exchanging in the app. Let's go over here. Shout it out. Yeah, excellent question. The question was, can I withdraw the tokens today? So not in the first release. This is something that we're working on. We're definitely going to give you the ability to withdraw the tokens at some point. Now remember, you're not actually physically holding each of those individual tokens. You're getting investment exposure, but we've still figured out how to do it. We just need a few weeks to deploy it. We'll probably start off with Litecoin because we also have native Litecoin support in the app as a function of how the smart contract works. You can withdraw Bitcoin today because there's also native Bitcoin support in the app, but eventually you'll be able to do all of them. I don't have an exact date for you yet. You can ask the guys in the front row later, but I'm sure they'll be happy to tell you exactly when, but we're working on it. I saw a bunch of hands before, but I wasn't sure. Hey, let's go over here. Yeah, how are we doing the fiat currency in the app? There is no difference in how we store dollars, euros, pesos in the app or how we store OhMySgo, Vertcoin, or Ripple. They all use that smart contract-based model on that slide that I show you. So the stable coin at Abra is not like Tether where they're storing dollars in a bank for you. The stable coin at Abra is a non-custodial smart contract that fixes the value of Litecoin or Bitcoin to the fiat currency. I believe we're the only company in the world that's even figured out how to do this, right? So if the value of Bitcoin versus the dollar goes up and you're holding dollars, you simply take Bitcoin out of the app automatically using that multi-sig contract. And if the value of Bitcoin goes down, you actually receive more Bitcoin. Abra acts as the counterparty to that contract, and then our market-making system hedges away that risk in real time. That answer you? I mean, I know that's a lot to absorb, but you asked, so. Say it again? In the black swan, well, we've had some. I mean, not extreme, but like if you look at like mid-December to now, the swings have been massive. Abra's system hasn't missed a beat. We had a bunch of people, right, when the prices were tanking, we had a bunch of people who moved Bitcoin, because our previous version supported Bitcoin and Ether and a bunch of fiat currencies. So we had a bunch of people who moved Bitcoin into the app for the purposes of moving it into fiat to get a natural hedge. The system didn't miss a beat. We hedged away our risk, the customer got a free hedge, and we all went about our day. Even with that 40, 50% price drop, it worked exactly as intended. What's our business model? So back to the latest question, our business model is simply to make a spread on the movement between any two currencies. So if you go dollars to Bitcoin or Bitcoin to OmiseGo or OmiseGo to Ripple, we're setting that exchange rate. We make a small spread on that movement of currencies. So you can almost think of it as TravelX for crypto in that regard. But from a user experience perspective, we really want to be more like the Fidelity of crypto. We'll do one more in the front row here, and I'm out of time, so this is the last question. So how do you move it into Abra? How do you move your coins into our exchange? Coins as in dollars or? How do I get my own token listed in the Abra app? Good question. So right now, like I said, we make that decision based upon our own tracking system. So please don't come to me petitioning over the check to get your token listed. It won't work. So we decide based upon all the factors that I mentioned in the question before. Okay. Now, we are looking at ERC20 as a separate model where you might not be able to exchange, but we haven't decided on what to do in that regard. So the best thing you can do to get your token listed is to start acting as a market maker to get the liquidity up, the daily volume up, your spreads down, and there's a really good chance that we're going to list it on our own because it'll meet our own criterion. No, you don't pay to get your token listed. We will never take money to list someone's token. Don't give me a check. Don't send. If you want to send me Bitcoin, go right ahead. But it's not going to help you get your token listed in our app. And I think with that, I am out of time. So thank you very much for your questions. Download Abra.